Hi, this is Chuck Oliver. Welcome to this week's Hidden Wealth Solution Review. Well, I want to talk to you about the unfortunate perfect recipe for retirement risk, because that's stewing right now, folks. And many of you have shared the absolute uncertainty, concern, frustrations, some being terrified in description, some being describing as scared, some discussing becoming a communistic country. Some are concerned about the crookedness of even some of these state politicians that are trying to drive up state income tax and property tax. And of course, many of you have overexpressed your concern about getting Biden tax blindsided if he's somehow going to run away and steal this election. And folks, if he is victorious, the reality is taxes will look very different. But taxes, like many of you have shared, working with boomers and retirees now for over 2 decades and having a focus and a specialty in asset optimization, income maximization, and tax elimination, are completely caught off guard as it relates to these required minimum distributions, how it forces people into a higher marginal bracket, how unwanted capital gain tax are being thrown off these retail brokerage accounts, how people don't realize the impact of having 50 to 85% of their Social Security taxed. It's costing them another $8,000 to $12,000 a year. And then add the Medicare surtax, which is just a hidden tax for your Medicare Part B and D folks. And a lot of boomers, as they transition into becoming retirees, end up giving up an extra $12,000 to sometimes $18,000 or even $24,000 a year of government gotcha tax. And that was before a Biden will come in and blindside people with a major tax initiative. Well, even with Trump getting reelected, folks, we have a small window, and I pray he does, but we have a small window before the Tax Cut and Jobs Act will sunset. And we have a couple special provisions that are going to sunset if he's sunset in not being victorious in the outcome of this election. So I want to teach you, as many of you have shared, Chuck, what can we do? And I think of a gentleman from Colorado that's in his early 60s, and he was absolutely scared to death of what taxes were going to look like in the future. And he was trying to really ramp up his retirement to be able to retire in 4 years or less. And understanding this, he was able to use a special provision in the Tax Cut and Jobs Act that allows for up to a 100% tax deduction for those that have a net worth of $1 million or more. And we were able to help him move $500,000 out of his IRAs in what's called a strategic Roth tax offset conversion. And he paid zero tax to Roth convert over $500,000. Now, the good news is this is able to create for him approximately $70,000 of lifetime tax-free income that has no downside exposure to the market, because the recipe for retirement risk right now couldn't be greater, with the market swinging based on the rumor of whether another stimulus bill is going to go through or not, based on what's going on, obviously, with the outcome of the election will be impacted. And then, of course, obviously, the uncertainty of what's going on with our trade partners in the form of China and everything else that's going on around us that seems to be making our markets more and more volatile. So upside, no downside, completely tax-free, used a tax offset to completely zero out having any tax liability to do it. And this will prevent any tax to his Social Security, which will save him about $10,000 a year. And it removes the risk of concern of leaving an inadvertent inheritance tax to his daughters, that he now has peace of mind of knowing not losing to taxes, not losing to crashes or a corona crash if this vaccine isn't found before the economy continues to get pummeled. Folks, you've worked hard for your money. This coming Tuesday, I'm going to teach you in about 90 minutes or less, for those that are serious about protecting their money still in 2020, ideally for those with a net worth of $1 million or more, or if you're Biden's tax target of an higher income of $400,000 or more, or you're somebody that just really is, say, maybe $500,000 or more, most of it in pre-tax accounts that you want to get untaxed regardless. Go to retirementprotected.com and register. It's a complimentary log on and learn educational webinar. Well, I'll teach you what the ultra wealthy have done for years and how your friends and neighbors have gotten peace of mind. Imagine financial success, less stress, less worry. Folks, you've worked hard for your money. Let's get to work. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com, and avoid becoming a Biden tax blindside, because, folks, it's coming. Regardless of Biden getting elected or not, taxes are heading up. You can protect yourself and your serious retirement savings, insulate your income from the IRS, remove Uncle Sam from your savings and your children's inheritance. Retirementprotected.com, retirementprotected.com.